Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, TV Talk with Jordan. Today I'm going to be telling you what classes I take as a film student. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I'm actually a film student in college. My program title is Film and Television Production, and my first year started last September, so in 2020. It's now June 2021 when I'm filming this. And so in the fall, I'll be starting my second year, and it's a 3-year program. So what I'm going to be talking about right now is just all the classes I took in my first 2 semesters, so my first year of film school. And also, I'm going to try to include any clips or projects that I did in my classes in this video, but since COVID's been happening and stuff, my program was half online, half in person. And honestly, it was more online than in person, so I don't have that much footage from actually going into class and doing projects in person. So it might be limited what I can add in here, but I will try. So let's get into it. Also, I should mention that the way my program works is only 100 kids get into the program, and then those 100 kids are split into 4 sections, and then within those sections they do everything together. So at some schools I know you just go to class and you have different people in each class. Whereas in this program, everyone in my section, we went to every single class together. So I got pretty close with those 25-ish people, and it was really nice because we all got to know each other and work on a lot of projects together. Okay, this also isn't in order. So one class I had was called script writing. I had this both semesters, and it was completely online. Basically, all we did in that class, we just learned the fundamentals of writing, a story, everything you need in a script, the arc and all the main points. And then we also had to write, in the first semester we had to write a script for a 4-minute short film with no sync dialogue. And then in the second semester that was a project in a different class to actually film that. But yeah, so in first semester we really focused on writing that script and doing peer review and stuff with the kids in our class. And then in the second semester we wrote a script for a 10-minute short film drama was the genre. So yeah, it was honestly kind of boring online, just because it was a lot of discussion. And I also don't like coming up with my own ideas, so it was really hard to think of ideas for my stories. But I definitely learned a lot. Another class I had was Light and Image, and this was more in person than it was online. Basically, we just went to the class. It was this huge kind of warehouse room, and we learned how to put the cameras together. We also kind of learned that in another class, but we learned all the fundamentals of lighting. So we learned how to put the lights together, and then we learned different techniques like lighting ratios, how to light for an interview, how to light short films and stuff. We had one project where we had to do a bunch of different lighting ratios with, I think it was called a light meter. And then we also had another project where we had to film a really short film, I think it was under a minute, but we had to do creative lighting and stuff. In that class we actually bought gels. I have them here. We actually had to buy this huge thing of gels, and we actually didn't really use it that much, but it's basically just these things you put over the lights to make the lights colored. So I don't know if you can see, but it's colored see-through stuff, and you just put it on the lights. But yeah, I had to buy a lot of stuff for this program. If you want another video on the supplies I had to purchase, leave that in the comments. But yeah, Light and Image I learned a lot. It wasn't really the most enjoyable class. If you were in my program, you know why. But yeah. So another class we had was video production, And, oh, sorry, light and image we had for both semesters. Video production we had one semester, and the next semester it was basically the same thing, it's just called production skills. And video production was actually the first class I had ever, and we basically just learned how to put together the cameras. If you want more information about like the equipment we used, let me know, but we were using the Canon C200 cameras, and we just learned how to put them together, and also different like filming stuff, like how to do time lapses, slow motion, all that stuff. And it was pretty fun. We had to do a project where we did like a biography or an autobiography like on another student in our class, and that was really fun. Our teacher was really nice, so that was a good class. Okay, and then in first semester only, I had this class called TV Workshop, and honestly it's my favorite class from the whole year. Basically, our school has this like mock television studio of like a newsroom. We got to learn all the different jobs in like the newsroom, so we got to learn how to do the playback, we got to learn how to do the audio, we got to learn how to do the controls, like what shows on the screen, we got to learn how to operate the cameras, we got to learn how to be an announcer, and I really loved that class overall. I wish it could have been more in person. I really liked that class. And we only had it for the first semester. Another class we had was called Sound Theory and Practice, and we had this for both semesters. And it was kind of an equal part in person and online. We learned a lot of the audio techniques, obviously how to use the equipment. We were using the Zoom H4n Pro, and we also then had a lot of classes on learning like how acoustics work and how like stuff travels into our ears. We had a whole lesson on like the different parts of our ears. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. We had a lot of projects. One project was literally just record yourself reading a children's book and then edit in sound effects. So that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was a really good class. So another class I had was called Film and Television Computer Tools. Had this both semesters, and it was pretty much completely online. I only had to go in once. And it was basically all about editing. So the editing software they are teaching us how to use is Avid Media Composer, which is what all the big movies and stuff use. And it was quite an adjustment going from Adobe Premiere Pro to Avid Media Composer, but I can like safely say that I can use it, so that's good. And basically in that class we were given like pre-shot footage and we had to edit it together. And we learned a lot about like editing techniques like the 180-degree rule and also like eyeline matches and stuff like that. So it was tricky, very tricky to be doing from home. Learning how to edit while also trying to watch someone on Zoom is hard. But yeah, it was pretty good class. So another class we had was professional writing skills, and it was basically just like English but for like a business setting. So we learned how to like solve conflicts and how to send like a proper email and memo and stuff like that. And then we learned in like a film setting how to kind of pitch your idea and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't remember that much. It was pretty much just like common knowledge English class basically. And then another class I had was called Frame by Frame, and we had it both semesters, and basically it was more of our film theory class. Every class we would watch like a short film or something, and then we'd have to like discuss like the casting or the use of audio or stuff like that, and we basically just discussed different short films, and then we also learned a lot about like storyboarding and stuff like that, but that class was entirely online. And then the last class we had was Digital Design and Multimodal Communication, which was only in the second semester, and it was basically more about like how to use Adobe software but not editing. So like I mentioned, in script writing we had to write that short film. Well, in the second semester we had to put that short film into action and film it and edit it and promote it, and if it wasn't COVID times, try to send it out to festivals. And so in this class we learned how to create storyboard templates on InDesign, we learned how to create posters in Illustrator, we learned how to do like create different shapes in Illustrator, we learned how to make our own website to promote ourselves and the film, and yeah, we learned how to do that. And then that project I mentioned was kind of like wrapped up into every single class. We had to do all of the planning, pre-planning like script and storyboards, floor plans, shot lists, and so much more. And then we had to submit that to every class before we went out and filmed. And then we had meetings with our teachers. Then we filmed our short film. Mine was not good, so I probably won't share it with you. But yeah, my binder with all that pre-planning for my short film, the film was 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And my binder was 90 pages. Thankfully, I didn't have to print it off since we were online. I just sent it in. But yeah, it was definitely a tough project, but it was kind of good because you got to learn how to do every person's role. And yeah, I'm glad I don't have to do it again, but I'm also glad I did it. So those are all the classes I took in my first year in my film and television production program. And let me know if you want to see more videos about this, or if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Once school starts up again in the fall, I would love to do like day in the life of a film student, week in the life of a film student type vlogs, because I know I love watching those. And hopefully it's more in person, so it'll actually be like an interesting vlog. Or if you have questions about what classes I'm taking in my second year, because they are different, let me know. If you have any questions, literally just put them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I had fun making it and just reflecting on everything I learned in the past year at film school. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next Friday.